This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Joe Longo.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Good Neighbor Podcast, live Northeast PA edition. Are you in need of some relaxation, some yoga, some mindfulness? Well, this might be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Chris Loebsak with Boundless Yoga. Chris, thank you so much for being here with me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Joe. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy to be able to spend some time and chat with you. And we're all excited to learn more about Boundless Yoga. Could you tell us about Boundless?
Boundless is interesting because although we have a studio location now going on 14 years, it started as a traveling company where I was teaching workshops and events, teacher trainings, but I was going to other studios to teach. And then eventually we created a home base.
Wow, 14 years already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's amazing. How did you stumble into the world of yoga and then studio ownership?
I was actually really young at the time. I was in high school and I was struggling with juvenile fibromyalgia. I was stressed. I was not comfortable in my body. And at that point, they were still learning a lot about the juvenile form of fibromyalgia. So I didn't have a lot of answers. And my mom took me to my first yoga class just to, try and get me out of my head. And it was, became a huge part of my life that helped me heal. And then eventually became my business.
Wow, that's amazing. So it really had some healing benefits for you.
Mm-hmm.
And how about being the business owner, the studio owner? How did that come to play?
Well, that was kind of wild because initially I never really wanted to be a teacher. I was very shy. I wanted to stay on my own mat. But at the time, I was in transition between jobs, and the old studio owner of what used to be Sundari Yoga kind of coaxed me into taking teacher training just for myself. But she saw something in me, I guess, that I didn't notice yet. And once I started teaching, I just loved helping people. I loved connecting with the community. And it also brought me out of my shell. And a few years after that, then she sold me the studio because she was in a life change. And I just continued on.
Isn't that interesting how it happens where someone was like, hey, maybe you should do this. You're like, nah, I kind of want to stay over here in my shell. And and then we take those steps, kind of very similar with my first teacher training. The studio owner said, hey, you know how to make websites and I need one, and you should probably do a teacher training. So what if you make me a website and you do the teacher training as a barter?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to teach. Yeah, here we are.
I often find some of the most reluctant teachers actually, they make great students. They are more introspective. They really think about things, and they see it from the more introspective perspective, which often helps coax others out of their shell as well.
Yeah. And we all need a little coaxing. And in this, business that you're in, what are some of the myths and misconceptions?
Oh, goodness. The biggest one is I can't do yoga because my hamstrings are tight. I think if I had a dollar for every time that, I'd be starting another company. But the truth is you don't have to be anything to start. You start where you are and everything works progressively. It's a consistent way to keep yourself healthy, that you don't need any pre-existing idea of flexibility, strength, health, wellness. You start where you are and you can build from there.
Yeah. And I can definitely vouch for that as well, because I was also that guy that was like, I can't do that. I'm not flexible. Even though I was an athlete, I wasn't flexible. And wouldn't you know it, after some time, I became flexible.
Well, and I didn't think I could relax either. I was, go, go, go. I was at university, studying biology and chemistry, and like I'm in all this heady stuff. And I didn't know how to sit still at all. And yoga is a balance between movement and then also learning to be present with yourself. So it gives you some of what you want and mostly what you need.
Yes, so true. So we all know that marketing is a huge part of every business. What are you doing to target your customers and attract them and actually get them on the mat?
Yeah. It's crazy because it's changed over the years. I've, been doing it so long now, and especially even before I had the brick and mortar. I mean, we started, really old school flyers and, real personal connection, and then social media hit the scene. We really targeted there. And then of course, the with all the new AI waves, that's really helping to create more promotions, reels, content. But in many ways, it's coming back to old school. It's, the biggest thing that will help somebody connect to a space is the personal connection. Even
Mhm.
something like this, you and I just having a talk with one another that says, you belong here, it's safe space, and come on out and hang out with me. So I think people are really craving, like, letting go of all of the excess and just coming back to the simplicity.
Mhm. And with that, have you ever thought about stepping behind a microphone and having a podcast?
I have, I've dabbled with things. Some of it's part of time management, but I actually used to have a radio show when I was in college. So there is a thread sometimes that tugs me back in that direction.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. College radio, spinning
Yep.
the tunes. Oh, that's
WESS over at East Stroudsburg University many, many years ago.
that's so great. So great. That's one of the regrets of my college life that I didn't explore the college radio. I listened, but I
Yeah.
didn't
Well, you're
never
doing it now,
thought
right?
right. I needed to catch up. I needed to catch up with it. Outside of work in the studio, what are you doing for fun?
Spent a lot of time with my husband and rock climbing, of course, doing my own yoga practice. And I'm in that season where I'm just like, I want to like really get out and make my yard comfortable and just have the sanctuary in my home.
Yeah, I'm all about that sanctuary, and especially here in Northeast PA, it is so beautiful. And I
Hmm.
often say I mean, we're not far away. And I was like, it's just hard for me to leave my
Yeah.
sanctuary here
Yeah.
because I'm in the woods and it's amazing.
Yeah. It's peaceful and scenic and, just a great place to live.
100%. So if you can tell our listeners one thing that they should remember about Boundless Yoga.
Hmm. I would say even more than just coming for a physical workout, we really focus on building community. That when you come in, you're not just a solo person on the mat. I think people are really surprised at the friendships they make, the connections they have, and the joy that comes from community.
Yeah, it's a very special place. And how can our listeners find out more about Boundless?
You can email us at info@boundlessyogastudio.com or check out our website, boundlessyogastudio.com, or give us a call, 570-664-0956.
Wonderful. Chris, thank you so much for your time, for our quick chat and filling everybody in about Boundless Yoga. From me and everyone at the Good Neighbor podcast, we look forward to all of your success in the future.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpnepa.com. That's gnpnepa.com. Or call 570-908-4334.